And apart from that, the next 5 or 6 frames, it was all Mark Allen.
Neil, his performance personified the word champion.
Yeah, I think so. And also, you think about it, you know, he's been in 3 finals in this season in the space of 8 weeks. He's really battle hard and match sharp. Ding hasn't been in a final for 3 years since he got to the final and won this. So I'm not making any excuses for Ding. I'm just saying that he is sharper. He's been in lots of real hard matches recently. And when push came to it tonight, you know, he was able to play to that level. And maybe Ding, I thought he just tailed off a little bit tonight, really. But he wasn't getting chances. First thing Ding said in that interview, he said his safety was good. And it was good.
Ronnie, how difficult is it, what Mark Allen managed to do, to turn himself around and to hold himself together mentally?
For Mark Allen, probably not that difficult, because I think that's what his game's built upon, you know. Selby's a bit like that, you know, never know when they're beaten. So they just kind of just naturally warm to that sort of task, if you like. Different, you know, complete opposite type of player to Ding. You know, Ding's different, wants everything to be going well. And so, you know, listen, it's an amazing performance. I'm not surprised, because if anyone was going to put a result out like that, it would be Mark Allen, you know.
And Jimmy, Hazel made the apt comparison to your very good friend, Alex the Hurricane Higgins. And I think winning this, Mark said Ding is a legend. Hazel corrected him and said, you're a legend as well. This moves him into that stratosphere. Oh,
make no mistake, you know, to this standard snooker that's being played at the moment, to be in 4 finals, more or less on a spin, and win the UK Championship, regain the Northern Ireland Championship, which is the first round to only best of 7 until they get to the semi-final. You know, he's playing consistent stuff. And he knew that it was in the locker. We didn't see it the first session today, but he found it the second session today. And he was strong. And at the end, you know, I'm pleased that Ding won a frame. I thought he was going to win the next frame to go 1 behind, but it didn't happen. But tremendous stuff. And, of course, with coming from Alex Higgins' territory, there's all been a great hotbed of snooker in Northern Ireland.
I think also, Jim, you know, he's been saying that we all know how good he is when he's at his best, but early in the season he said, I want to be consistent, I want to be a winner, I want to be a serial winner now, rather than someone that just crops up once a year. And he's turned into that person now. You know, he has become, well, I think he's an absolute mile ahead of everyone else. I think he's 250,000 in front on the 1-year list of anybody else now. And that is saying something, isn't it, on the rankings. So, I mean, that tells you that he's become the person he wanted to be, a consistent winner. And we keep seeing him in finals. You can't do any more than that. He's won 2 of them, and the other one, you know, he just lost narrowly in the end to Ryan Day.
Well, he'll be joining us in the studio in just a few moments' time. But, Ronnie, from a confidence standpoint, where does he go from here, in the sense that surely he thinks he can overcome anything after that?
Yeah, I think it gives you great confidence winning. Definitely, you know, you can start to win tournaments not playing great, you know. It's just weird how that sort of thing happens. But naturally, he'll become like a bit of a target on his back now. They'll all be revved up for him. You know, a lot of players will be sitting there and thinking, right, you know, want to get into him. You know, so it's going to be different now. How he handles that, you know, all dynamics change. You know, when you start winning a lot, and you just got to, that's why he said, got to get back to the practice table, because I know it's a bit of a ruthless thing, but it's history now. You know, it's all about the next one and the next one. And if you want to keep winning and proving yourself, you've got to kind of put what's happened there in the past and move on to the next one. That's what Stephen Hendry done. That's what Steve Davis done. And yeah, it's a tough score.
And Jimmy, when we won the Masters in 2018, the difference for me between that and this is every single match he had to fight for.
Yeah, you know, he never dropped his head. He said, you know, 6-1 down, winning the next frame 6-2, and then here he is. Well done, mate. Amazing.
Cheers. 2022 UK champion. Absolutely phenomenal performance. Mark, I started off by reeling off the frame score. So from 6-1 down, you turn it around to 8-6. You won 9 of the last 10 frames. First of all, how are you feeling?
I can't believe I actually won that match. I was really struggling out there, and Ding was dominating. He was scoring heavy, and any chances I did get, I wasn't making the most of it. And then I don't know what happened. I won the frame to go 6-3 tonight, the first frame, and all of a sudden I felt great. I didn't feel like I was going to miss, and then all of a sudden, you know, 25 minutes later, it's 6-all, and I went to my dressing room, and honestly, I texted my friend back home, and I just said, we've done it, because I just felt so good at that stage, and I didn't mean that to come across in an arrogant way, but I just didn't think I could get stopped at that stage. I felt like Ding was getting a bit fast with his delivery and he was starting to feel the pressure a little bit because of my comeback. So it was just a matter of me continue to do the things that I was doing well to get back to 6-all, and I closed it out pretty well in the end.
I mean, your comeback was really stuff of fairy tales, and Jimmy was just talking about how much it now puts you into a new stratosphere.
Did you change anything from this morning from this afternoon's session? Did you change because you looked a little bit quicker when you was in the balls? I know you're taking a lot of time on your safety shots to put them bang in trouble, but you seemed to got from the way you was playing the first session, the second session you seemed to be a bit quicker.
I don't really know. It wasn't a conscious effort to go quicker. Like I say though, just something clicked whenever I won that frame to go 6-3, and all of a sudden I just felt really good, which I hadn't been doing really all week. And you obviously need to still play well from 6-3 to come back into the game, but I didn't really miss much after that until probably the very end there.
In terms of Paul Gaffney, I'd love to get a word on him because Ronnie's worked with Steve Peters, Jimmy's worked with Kev. That work speaks for itself. To keep that sort of positivity throughout that match was remarkable.
Yeah, he's just helped me get into a good place. I'm thinking the right things all the time, regardless of what shot I've just played. No, I missed a few howlers in that first session, but honestly, if you'd have knew what was going through my mind just after I missed them, you'd be in disbelief because I was just so happy, just in such a good place, ready for my next visit. And that's like, I feel like I've always been pretty good mentally, but I think Paul's just took me to another level at the minute.
Well, Ronnie spoke about your bottle, by the way, and you showed that and then some. I mean, let's take a look at this final frame because it was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, you did well to clear up, didn't you? This plant and all of that, I suppose you saw the bit of weakness from Ding missing that chance, and it looked like he was never going to miss, quite honestly.
Yeah, I wasn't quite convinced it was a plant, that's why I played up the table. I thought it might have been near knuckle, but I played a good pink there, hit that really nicely, and then obviously the red along the cushion, and after that it's just about don't do anything silly. Played that yellow really well to give myself a chance to get close to the green. And I've been struggling with the rest all week, so I was surprised to see that come in. Played it really positively to get back across the other side.
That was a shot, wasn't it, when the green goes in?
That's it, and then just hold yourself together, really.
Mark, one thing that Ronnie was talking about is the fact that Ding didn't play badly even after you came back. It wasn't about him falling apart, it's about Mark's incredible match play, Ron.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's just amazing, like, Selby-like, really. Do you know what I mean? Just sort of like, didn't give him a shot, you know. He didn't put a ball for...
My safety was really good.
He didn't put a ball for 54 minutes.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
That's a long time to...
It is, and it's a long time to stay cold, and if someone's coming back at you and you're not potting anything, it's easy to think negatively.
I mean, a lot of people could jump on Ding for that, but he hasn't done a lot wrong.
He didn't miss many balls.
Played all right.
I felt like I was just forcing the errors. I played my safety just improved as the match went on, and then I started to score, which is a dangerous combination.
And as I said earlier, before you came in, you are sharper. You've been in 3 finals in a few weeks, which means that you're absolutely bang up for a battle, a fight, all these things. I mean, Ding has not been in a sort of final for 3 years. So I think you always had that side of it, your sharpness over him.
Didn't look that way at the start because I was struggling and he looked very, very strong. But
certainly at the start,
as the match went on, with winning so many matches and obviously the odd tournament here and there recently, I had good thoughts when it come to the winning line, and obviously it's been 3 years, Ding said it himself, but he's not someone that normally struggles to get over the line. No, I didn't think he would struggle. He's just a class act.
But it was similar for me yesterday. When you played Jack, you missed 5 balls that you probably not missed all season, but not against Jack Lascelles here, but not one of them shots affected you. You just forgot about them straight away.
You missed them,
I miss them every day. But I mean, you missed 2 or 3 blacks off the spot yesterday, but when you went back to your seat, it was forgotten and you'd waiting for your next opportunity to get going again.
That's the thing, like, I'm 36 now, and that's something you try and teach a child. Once the shot's gone, it's gone. Yeah. And it's took me till 36 to try and really
Is this to do with this guy?
I think he's really helped me. Just, no matter what happens, he just doing what people are meant to do in that scenario. He's just making me feel good about myself, telling me I'm the best, telling me this, telling me that. And you can't help but start believing it.
He's going to get a good Christmas card then, isn't he?
Maybe. No, absolutely. He has to be repaid for all the work he's done with me. He's been phenomenal.
On an emotional level, we saw you after the semi-final and you were calm, you were sportsmanlike as always. You shook Jack's hand and then you celebrated. The difference between that and this is you got to embrace your fiancée and you really took a moment. You could almost see you closing your eyes and drinking that moment in.
Yeah, these tournaments aren't easy to win, and obviously I've wanted to win these big tournaments for so long, and it means so much to me. You know, I make no qualms about it that I want to win these big events, and that's me up to 2 Triple Crowns, and hopefully I can go on and win many more to come. I feel like my game's in good enough shape to do that, and to share that with my fiancée and a lot of my friends there, that's what it's all about.
And Jimmy, Hazel made the comparison to Alex the Hurricane Higgins. He's somebody who you know very well, and so to be put in that sort of comparison, I mean, that's stuff of legends.
Well, everybody in Belfast knows about snooker. Everyone knows Mark Allen, everyone knows Dennis Taylor, Alex Higgins. It's always been a hotbed. We go and play at the waterfront once a year. Me and Ronnie have played exhibitions there. It's the most fantastic venue. And they love their snooker, and they will celebrate. They celebrate their own Northern Ireland, it's a small place, and they've got so many sporting heroes, so many golfers, but, Mark Allen is a legend there now.
And just finally, Mark, is there anyone you'd like to thank at home? Because you get asked all these questions, but possibly you're thinking there's somebody I should really be mentioning.
Well, big shout-out to Paul, obviously. He's been on the phone to me every single day, talking me through it when I haven't been feeling my best. But more so my mum and dad. Obviously, they can't travel too much with my mum's health, and I know that they'll be glued to the TV, and they probably wouldn't have been feeling too good 6-1 down, but look, for the sacrifices they've made over the years, I feel like I'm starting to repay them back, and the rest of my family too, my brother and sister.
Well said, Mark. Mark, absolutely incredible performance. Thank you for providing us with drama over the course of the last 9 days. It really has been special. Your name's going to be engraved on that trophy. You've earned yourself a well-earned rest. But the bad news is you'll be back before we know it, because the Scottish Open kicks off again. The snooker never stops when it comes to Eurosport, and indeed the World Snooker Tour. It all begins again on the 28th of November, and it'll be another week, no doubt, of fantastic snooker action. And as you can see there, just a few of the dates: the German Masters qualifying, the Scottish Home Nations, and then the English Open as well. Thank you very much to each and every one of you who've joined us throughout the last few days. Just a very quick note of thanks, by the way, to the team behind the camera, because you'll often see people sat here, but we've got the production guys, the editorial guys, the people back in the gallery who've worked tirelessly many hours a day to hopefully keep you entertained with fantastic snooker, which they will do throughout this entire season. But as for the people in front of the camera, to Jimmy, to Neil, to Ronnie, and to myself, thank you very much. And the final word goes to Mark. Massive congratulations to our brand new 2022 UK Snooker champion. Have a very good night.
Hi, I'm Ronnie O'Sullivan, and welcome to Eurosport Snooker on YouTube. Click here to subscribe to Eurosport Snooker.